Hey everybody, my name is qcknd and I am a content creator who has been making videos about tattoos for the last 10 years on youtube.com. Now, you may have noticed in the last 2 years or so, I haven't been tattooed. It's not necessarily true. I was tattooed a few months ago. Check out that video. But I've been seeing more and more questions about, have you stopped getting tattooed? Are you done getting tattooed? Is your tattoo journey over? And I just wanted to answer that question today. The question being, are you done getting tattooed? Welcome back to Tattoo Talk Tuesday, the video where I take viewers submitted questions and try to lend my experience to you guys as a tattoo collector. Yes, it has been a very long time since I have made a Tattoo Talk Tuesday, and there's a lot of things at work. If you are more familiar with me on my other platforms, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, you've probably heard me say this before, that tattoo and body mod content on the YouTube platform is not as family friendly as it used to be deemed, or as, well, family friendly wasn't necessarily a priority of YouTube, 6 years ago. Did you guys see the cat hair float into my eye? So making tattoo content on YouTube has become more difficult and more challenging, which requires me as the creator to find unique ways to talk about tattoos that won't be demonetized and won't further punish my channel. My channel does have a hard time existing in this more family-friendly leaning ecosystem that YouTube has created. But when a lot of those questions were about being tattooed myself, that's kind of where some of these issues fall. And I'm sure that's why a lot of you are asking, did you stop getting tattooed? Are you done being tattooed? Is tattooing over for you? So I wanted to hit a couple points to explain where I am in my life right now in tattoo world, getting tattooed, and I'll tie in why I even mentioned all this YouTube stuff in the video. As you may have noticed, if you have been visiting this channel recently, I am undergoing kind of a significant tattoo removal project. I am getting the tattoo removed on my hip, and although I feel like I could have expressed more about the journey and getting to the place where I want my tattoo removed, I do have a complete Q&A where I feel like I express a lot of those things. But I do feel like I probably put a little bit of a damper on it because I feel like getting tattoo removal may seem like I am an imperfect person to receive advice from. And also it opens me up to criticism. However, now as I'm sitting here, I am imperfect, I am human, and I don't love all of my tattoos. I feel like I've said that before in videos, maybe candidly, maybe it sounded like I was joking, but to be 100% honest with you, I don't love all of my tattoos. I've gotten tattoos rushed, I've gotten tattoos for the sake of haha, I've gotten tattoos because they were $13, and now as I am older, I just feel like I needed to pump the brakes on a lot of those behaviors. And getting tattoo removal also helps me cope with tattoos that I rushed into, tattoos I don't like anymore, and it kind of dissolves that idea of permanence. I also have conflicting opinions about showing tattoo removal as an option because I do want to continue to make the point that tattoos are permanent and that you should do everything to make sure you are okay with having a tattoo and consider it permanent. While I am also getting tattoo removal, I would say that tattoo removal is the cost of the tattoos that I may have been getting with more frequency 2 or 3 years ago. Tattoo removal is $200 per session, and I can get the sessions about 6 weeks apart. Next week is my 3rd session on this tattoo, so that is around $600, and then after spending $600, I'm left with no tattoo, right? But you would think $600 is probably the amount of money I would need to finish my back piece, but then I'm just left with nothing, and now something has to go in its place. In my tattoo Q&A video, I do cover my goals for what I want done with my tattoo removal, and One of my goals is to have it light enough that I can put a cover up over top. So we're looking at about, I don't know, $1,200 to complete this process with removal and potential new tattoo. So that leads to my next point. It looks like you're not getting tattooed anymore. Well, my money is kind of tied up in this process. Having my tattoo removal is an expensive process that is basically parallel to the tattooing process. It looks like I'm not getting tattooed, and I'm sure the confidence of, well, she's not getting tattooed anymore has it's kind of hard to make those points together, but that is true. When I was getting tattooed what seemed like much more frequently, I also was working 2 jobs, so getting tattooed with more frequency, with more allowance, was also a factor. Now I'm working on 1 income, and like I said, that kind of play money is currently tied up. My next point is, my back tattoo is unfinished. It might seem like this could be a time where I might get a little leg tattoo, a little arm tattoo. You guys love to comment that this part of my elbow is unfinished. And while that is true, really, finishing my back tattoo is one of my priorities when it comes to changing my looks, changing my body looks, tattoos and body look. I've made tons of videos about my back tattoo process, and I'm sure half of them are titled "My back tattoo is finished," but that is untrue. My back tattoo needs about 3 more sessions. There is a part of my back tattoo, well, the main part of my back tattoo, imagine it as the shape of a heart. That part of my back tattoo is finished. The shallow ends, right at the point of the heart to the left and right, are now being filled with tattoos as well. Like the points of my heart, this part of my back tattoo is finished, but then the left side of my back tattoo is still open. So I would like to put something there to almost close the chapter and my back tattoo be finished. Then I think Mark would do 1 more session where he just goes from top to bottom and fixes up anything on my back, adds a little more shading or whatever, balance, to ultimately complete the back tattoo. Of course, it's always been my plan to take you guys on that journey with me, but that is not a rushed journey. That is not a journey I've even saved for yet. And with coronavirus, it's not something that's really on the docket at all. Bringing to my next point, COVID, I can say this in 1 sentence. It is difficult for me to travel to New York during COVID restrictions. So I haven't. And with that comes other boundaries that I have placed for myself. And if you are watching this and you see yourself in me at all, I hope you can adopt some of these boundaries as well. I think that they're healthy, and I think the race to have a tattooed body should be a slow one. 1, I no longer get tattooed for the sake of content and social media. This was kind of a hard thing to break because I wasn't super aware of it as I was in it. However, if you've been following me for a long time, you probably see a striking stop to me being tattooed so frequently because it just became very obvious to me that I was kind of being coerced through social media, kind of unknowingly, to get more and more tattoos. I love how my tattoos look. I love how things have progressed. However, with the speed and the support and the influence and just being online in general, I do think that some of the tattoos I have were probably rushed, and not in practice, but in, planning in my own mind. Also, being a content creator on YouTube, sometimes I've put myself in the line of duty. I have decided to get tattoos for the sake of content, and I just had to completely stop that behavior. I think the time I knew was my tattoo convention vlog. I thought let's end this vlog with a tattoo. How special would that be? And afterwards, I realized that I rushed into a tattoo I wasn't ready for, and honestly, I wish for that blank space back, because I think now, with more time and just more experience, I think I would have put something different in that blank space, so I feel regret. So no more tattoos for the sake of content, no tattoo because my Instagram is dry, no tattoo because I haven't made a YouTube video for a while, none of that. If it penalizes my YouTube career, so be it, because I only have one chance in this body, and for me, setting healthy boundaries was difficult but so important. Now worrying about tattoos I regret feels like something that happened a while ago, because it's not happening as frequently as it used to, because I'm not getting tattoos that aren't my organic desires. And that can be really hard to channel, especially if your algorithm serves you tattoo content. It can be really hard to break that and understand what you're really thinking and not what you're being influenced by. Leading into my next point, as space becomes more scarce on my body, I am much more diligent about the tattoos I choose. I am just a lot more careful in choosing them, and particular and maybe strict. And because of that, I think it is harder for me to get tattooed because I have set these standards for myself. However, I think I'll be happier in the long run because I am being much more strict with the tattoo artists I pick, the tattoos I get, their placement, how they make me feel, the longevity of the tattoo, how it will look in 10 years, how it will age, how I feel. Getting tattoos that aren't necessarily about me, but just look good, are my priorities. I have gotten tattoos that are, intellectual property, little cartoons that exist, and I feel that those tattoos, it's not for me. I tried it out, I didn't like it. I'm back to just getting tattoos of flowers and birds and hee. Not necessarily so much other things, but that's what works for me, and that's a conversation I had to have with myself in order to have more discipline in this tattoo journey, which takes a lifetime. It takes a lifetime. It doesn't take a summer, it takes a lifetime. While I don't want to follow any sort of expectations from me, I know that being a tattooed person online or like a tattoo influencer, which I'm not, I know there's kind of an expectation to keep going and going higher and going more extreme and getting my hands tattooed and getting my neck tattooed and getting my face tattooed. And I've told you guys before that those are none of my goals, and I have to stay true to my preferences and what I like. And always since day one, I've told you guys that I get tattoos that I can cover because my tattoos are just for me and they're personal. You will 100% see me walking around downtown Philadelphia in 90 degrees with a button-up long sleeve on, because I choose when and where I show my tattoos in public. So when I get comments on my videos like, when are you getting a face tattoo? The answer is always no. It is because I have felt regret along this journey that I can sit here and have these thoughts and feelings and, communicate them. But it is, on the outside, looking a lot like I'm not getting tattooed anymore. But on the inside, I've gotten tattoos that were rushed, I've gotten tattoos that I hate, and I've gotten tattoos that I wasn't ready for. Now I'm in a place where I know how that feels and I know how to prevent it, and it looks like I'm not being tattooed, but I'm being tattooed at the pace that works best for me. Financially, mentally, physically, that's what works for me. Finally, my last point is I have big tattoo plans in the future, and they're going to cost a lot of money. I have to stay focused and not necessarily kind of spend that party budget on little things. I want to save up and I want to be tattooed by a specific tattoo artist in another country. This is a huge goal for me and something I've been talking about for years, especially to you guys. Being tattooed in another country is my next goal, and it is a huge goal as someone who doesn't have a passport, has never left the country, and cannot speak the language of the country I will be visiting. My beloved friend passed away a couple years ago, and before he died, he told a couple people he wished he was tattooed by this specific artist. It was an artist who was living in America and then went back to Japan. I think as my tattoo journey continues, exploring those feelings is the direction that I want to go in. It's just really difficult and not something that can even happen anytime soon because of coronavirus restrictions, budget, and even preparation. I thank you guys so much for having the patience. If you came here because this was a tattoo channel and you wanted to learn about tattoos or follow me on my tattoo journey, I know it has been a long and staggering one and one that feels like it's kind of stale, but I wanted to sit down and kind of share my feelings with you guys today. And I know this sounds kind of serious, especially if you follow me on Twitch, where I'm usually a little more relaxed, but I wanted to make this point really clear. You don't have to get all of your tattoos in your 20s. You don't have to get all of your tattoos in your 30s. You can continue to get tattooed as you go on in life, and it's something I really had to learn. Because around me, it feels like a lot of my peers have finished getting tattooed, and for me, it's easy for me to sit comfortably amongst them as a person who I say is heavily tattooed. Contest it amongst yourself, but when I'm in my little shorts and my little tank top at the library, I'm the most tattooed person there. For me, I just wanted to sit down and kind of communicate that to you, even in my super serious pants. I continue to be tattooed, but I do not continue to be persuaded or pushed in the direction of getting tattooed faster than I feel comfortable. In conclusion, getting tattoo removal has really burned through my tattoo budget. I have unfinished tattoos that take priority to getting any new tattoos, and my tattoo goals involve traveling to Japan, and that's gonna be hard as shit to do. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your continued support, and please enjoy the other content that I put out on the internet and this channel. You can follow me on my second channel, qcknd, where I've been doing a lot more vlogs and Twitch highlights, or you can follow me on Instagram, where I update my story every single day. Thank you guys so much, and definitely let me know in the comments how long have you been here. It really helps me out. Anyway, thank you guys. Bye.